Iran just struck massively. Missiles crossed borders in minutes. Allied capitals held their breath. Washington didn't wait. The decision came fast. Iranian bunkers would be destroyed before dawn. Welcome to Global Tension Rising. Here, we bring you real-time updates on the conflict between the United States and Iran. Stay with us, because the next few minutes could change your understanding of this war. The B-2 Spirit bombers were chosen. Silent, lethal. Invisible to radar. Ground crews had no margin for error. They had a few hours, nothing more. Work began in the dark. Bombers were towed out of their hangars one by one. Fuel trucks rolled in, hoses connected, jet fuel pumped into tanks. 67 tons per aircraft. Every gauge watched, every second counted. But here's what most people don't understand. 67 tons isn't enough. Not to reach Iran from American soil, not to strike, not to come back. These aircraft would need aerial refueling multiple times, over open ocean, in total darkness. Portable pumping stations were dragged across the tarmac from one aircraft to the next. The hoses were heavy, connections made and broken in the cold night air. One aircraft filled, then the next, then the next. Nobody slept. Meanwhile, the pilots suited up without rushing. They knew they had time. Every piece of gear checked twice. Flight suit, harness, oxygen mask, survival vest. Nothing left to chance. Nothing. The B-2S wouldn't fly alone. An escort was assembled. F-35 Lightnings, a V-8B Harriers. They would rotate in and out along the route, replaced as each fighter approached its fuel limit. At dawn, the pilots climbed into their cockpits. Engines started one by one. The aircraft rolled slowly toward the runway. They lined up, power built, and they lifted off. The formation assembled in the morning sky. Bombers in the center, fighters on the flanks. Heading east, over open water, the first aerial refueling began. The B-2 slid in behind the tanker. The refueling boom extended. Connection made. Fuel flowed for several minutes. Then the boom retracted. The B-2 dropped back and continued east. This would happen several more times before Iranian airspace came into range. At the same time, somewhere else in the desert, a second operation was taking shape. Transport and attack helicopters were being refueled at a forward base. Soldiers formed up in columns. Full combat load, body armor, operational packs, ammunition. They boarded in silence. Crates of medical supplies, spare parts, and additional ammunition were strapped down alongside them, in the cargo holds. The helicopters lifted off one by one. They flew to a forward position in the Middle East. On landing, soldiers poured out. Equipment was unloaded. Tents went up. Fighting positions were dug. Communications assembled. Perimeter established. In a few hours, empty ground became a functioning base. The helicopters refueled from portable fuel bladders on the ground, and immediately flew back out for more runs. That night, two operations moved forward in parallel. In the air, the B-2S were closing in. On the ground, soldiers held their position. Iran didn't see it coming. Not yet. The B-2S crossed into hostile airspace without a sound. No radar picked them up. No alarm was triggered. That's the point. That's the entire point of the B-2 Spirit. It doesn't announce itself. It arrives, and then it's already done. Deep inside Iranian territory, the first target came into range. Underground bunkers. Reinforced concrete, buried dozens of meters below the surface. Built to survive conventional strikes. Built to protect ballistic missiles capable of reaching 3 countries in under 8 minutes. The crew had one weapon for this. The GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator, 13 meters long, nearly 14 tons. The most powerful non-nuclear bomb in the American arsenal. Designed for exactly this, to drill through rock. through concrete, through earth, and detonate deep underground, where the damage cannot be contained. One bomb, one bunker, one chance. The bomb bay doors opened. Silent. Calculated. The weapon released. The B-2 banked away before the impact. Seconds later, the ground shook. Not on the surface. Below it. The explosion traveled through the structure, collapsing tunnels, crushing walls, destroying everything stored inside. Then the second target. Then the third. Each strike executed with the same precision. Each bomb finding its mark. Each bunker neutralized before Iranian commanders could react, before orders could be issued, before anything could be moved. 40 minutes. That's all it took. 3 major underground facilities gone. Back on the ground, Iranian air defense systems lit up. Radars spinning. Operators searching. Nothing on screen. The B-2s were already pulling back. Already climbing. Already gone. That's the gap nobody talks about. The gap between what Iran built and what America brought. Iran spent years hardening its bunkers. The United States spent years building a bomb that ignores hardened bunkers. One side prepared for conventional war. The other prepared for something else entirely. The B-2s rejoined their escort fighters over international waters. The formation turned west. The mission was over. The pilots didn't celebrate. They ran their post-strike checklists, confirmed weapons status, and began the long flight home. Another aerial refueling over the ocean. Then another. Then the coast appeared on their navigation screens. Then the runway. They landed before anyone announced what had happened. Hours later, satellite imagery began circulating. Analysts identified collapsed surface structures above 3 known underground complexes. No secondary explosions. No fires. Just silence. Just absence. Where missiles once waited, now, there was nothing. Iran confirmed nothing. Iran denied nothing. The silence said everything. In Washington, no press conference was called. No statement was issued. The message had already been delivered, precisely, quietly, and without warning. That was the statement. 40 minutes over Iranian airspace. Weapons that don't miss. Bombers that don't appear on radar. And a signal sent to every country watching. This is what American air power looks like when the decision is made. Not a warning. Not a threat. A result. The B-2s were back in their hangars before sunrise.
All right, gentlemen, this is it. We run through the manifest one last time, then it's go time. Stay focused. The weather at the LZ is clear. Stand by for the order to the flight line.
Iranian submarines, open ocean, one target, the U.S. aircraft carrier. The sea looks calm, too calm. Dawn is approaching, 5:12 local time.
Stand up! Hook up! Check equipment! Go! Stand up! Hook up!
Sound off for equipment check.
Go! Go! Stand up! Hook up your static lines!
Anything on the NVGs? Negative. Still clear. Check your 6. We move on the signal. Execute. Breach. Moving in. Cover right. Clear left.
Best jump I've had all month.
Agreed. Now I just want a hot shower and about 3 days of sleep.
Soon, gentlemen, soon.
Stand up. Look up. Check equipment. Stand by. Go. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Go, go, go! Move! Go!
Viking 6, this is Viking 1-2. Grouping at Point Alpha.
Can you put weight on it? Sentry at the gate. 2 more on the north perimeter. Wire cut! Go, go, go! Move up! Clear! We did it! Hell yeah! Good work, everyone. I thought I was gonna land in that tree. Yeah, that wind was no joke, but the breach was perfect. You jumped into the dark, you took the ground, and you held it. That is what it means to be airborne. If your main isn't there, don't look for it. Pull the red handle and pray for the best. You missed the waistband tuck.
Daddy!
You made it home. We missed you so much.
My safe landing. I love you both.